Here we go.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You're amazing, beautiful, wonderful, just amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. I hope you're having a fantastic midweek hump. I hope it's everything that you wanted in a midweek hump. Anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. As look, we are sticking with the Liam Payne case at the moment because I do still feel that there's people who want to hear stuff and there's things that do still need to be talked about as the dust settles and we do take our time to go back and look at things that we may have missed. But anyway, don't forget tonight, as a little bit of a side note, is the 2-year anniversary of the tragedy that is the Idaho 4 case that saw the death of Maddie, Ethan, Kaylee, and Xana. And we have an accused, Brian Koberger, looking to face his trial next year. But look, yes, it's 2 years on. And I'm doing a live tonight, and I have a guest with me. I have someone with me. Some of you may know him. Some of you may know him as A.R. Hayes. Do you know him? Do you know him? Anyway, keep your eyes peeled because that's tonight, 10:45 p.m. UK time, which I think I'm 5 hours ahead of New York time. Whatever that is. Is that like Central Time? Is that Central? I don't know. I don't know. There's so many different times. I know I'm 7 hours ahead of Idaho. Is that Mountain Time? So many time zones. I can't even handle the one time zone that we have in the UK, especially when they start fucking sending the clocks backwards and forwards and can't handle the days. Half the time I don't even know what day it is. Anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. Yes, look, the Liam Payne case. First of all, I just wanted to share this. I'm not going to play the video because I could get struck down with furious anger. And I don't want that. We don't really need to. I can tell you what the context of it is. This is Armchair Detective. This has been posted on Twitter. And this is apparently suggesting that the Rolex was in the room and caught in the reflection of the TV, the broken TV screen. So first of all, if you're unfamiliar, that's the watch, which is a gold. They class precious metal gold. That is a Rolex day date with what they call a president bracelet on it. That's the style of band. It appears, it's hard to see on here, but them battens, they look like they're potentially diamond battens. I could be wrong because it's how the light catches it. It's just they look like potentially, because obviously the value of this watch is fluctuating somewhat. It's fluctuating, and look, at the end of the day, Rolex watches, believe it or not, they generally sell for over what the recommended retail price is. Now, if this is a day date and it's a late one, and it's kind of they are diamond set, then the $60,000 that they're claiming is the what it's worth. Yeah, it's that could be accurate. If they're not, if they're just gold battens, then that may be a little bit of an over exaggeration. It may not actually be worth that much. You're probably looking more to the realms of perhaps 30,000, again dependent on the year. Second-hand market sees one of these watches on a 2018 come in at anywhere around sort of 25 to 35,000. They're not the most sought after. They're not the most sought after, with some of the other Rolex models being much more kind of desired. But anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent there. But if we fast forward here, this is what he's saying. This here, to the left of that reflection, they're saying that that is potentially the watch being caught in the reflection of the broken TV screen, which is here. If we're zooming out, we're catching it here, which they're suggesting that this is perhaps one of the sides, which I'm pretty sure they're going to show us that in a minute. But this here is the watch perhaps sitting up on its side, like sitting upright on that side unit. And I think they're suggesting perhaps, because this is the back end of it, so they're saying this is the strap. And to be fair, it does That does very much look like the side of the president. You can almost make out the links of the president bracelet. So has this guy indeed found that the watch was in the room after the event? Which obviously, if that is accurate, then this could potentially then not be a robbery. And this is what we're saying. It's potentially on this unit here, which is reflecting from the TV. So on this side unit here, that's where the watch is sitting, which if the watch is missing, then it would suggest indeed that watch was stolen in the aftermath of them entering into the room. Now, I showed yesterday, I know it was a bit of an older post. It wasn't one from a few weeks ago, but we know that the manager is the same. It's the same person. And obviously, this is an indication that there are thefts inside this hotel. And not only are there thefts, but there is seemingly a way that the staff can access the rooms when people aren't there, and then the managerial team will hopefully be able to hide it as well. They don't seem that bothered, so you know that is the casseur for you. But anyway, that's what I want to start with, just the watch scenario. The watch, if that's accurate, which it looks accurate, I must say, it looks like it's accurate. That would suggest that perhaps boo-poos the idea that Liam Payne was robbed for his watch, because it was obviously there in the aftermath of such. Again, it's not 100%, but it's pointing in that direction. But what are the things that we've missed now over on Down the Rabbit Hole News? I know some people don't like Down the Rabbit Hole News. I'm not interested in who people like and who people dislike. There's people who I don't fucking like who are still watch because their information is very good information. They're good at what they do. It's just they're a little bit annoying at times, Michelle After Dark. But what they do, again, is absolutely fabulous, and you know, you can't criticize their work ethic and the work that they do and how skilled they are at doing it. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Sometimes you have to deal with people who are fantastic but at what they do, but they're a dick. Some people probably say that about me. You know, some people probably say you're not good at what you do either. You're just a dick and you're not good at what you do. You've got to have your critics. But anyway, yeah, so what are we talking about? So, yeah, down the Rabbit Hole News, she was talking about one of the two primary pushed by media, how can we say, witnesses to Liam's erratic behaviour. Something to bear in mind here, right? I think there's kind of three main, well, probably two main people who just happen to both be Americans, which is handy. People from outside of the native, you know, and apparently on X as well. Someone's connected them pair to some financial institution. The two people who came forward as witnesses. I can't offer that any credence, but there are rumors going around that those two guys, who were the witnesses, the American witnesses, again, both work for financial businesses, which that's obviously going to fuel some fires, isn't it? But there we go. But what I find interesting is one of them turns around and says that one of their friends apparently had heard an argument between Liam Payne and his friend. Again, we've going down that route of friend, and the only friend who it seems to be is Rogelio Norres, or as Down the Rabbit Hole probably pronounces it correctly, Rogelio Noes. I think that's how it is. I'm just going to call him Rog because it's easier. So it seems to be that they're suggesting there was perhaps an argument between Liam Payne and Rog, which that doesn't look good, does it? That doesn't look good at all. What would they be arguing about? Would they be arguing about Roger wanting Liam to do something that he didn't want to do? And there was another thing that was raised during this conversation as well, that I've thought this from the start, right? Because outside of Argentina, when Liam Payne is outside, he's over in America or whatever, it seems that Rogelio Noes, Rog, is he's getting fucking Liam Payne staying with people. He's getting him houses, mate. He's getting him houses. He's got a luxury apartment that's now gone up on the market. Quick fucking sharp as, mate. That's back up for rent straight away. Straight away. Not even the dust has settled. I'm sure there's probably still got his stuff in it. Rent it out with Liam's goods in it. But that's by the by. The point being, but so why is it when he then goes to where his friend is native to, the motherfucker won't let him stay at his house? He's staying in this fucking hotel, this Casa Sur hotel. Liam's probably like, you can't stay at yours, Rog. He's like, nah, boy. Nah, boy. I know that you're a recovering, addict, and that you have issues with staying in hotel rooms, and you don't like being alone, and hotels bring back horrendous memories, but you're not staying at mine. I got a one-bed flat, baby. I ain't even got sofas. You can't lay on that. Fuck off, Rog. Why was Liam Payne even in that hotel in the first place? Now, even if some people turn around and say, well, he was there with his missus, and his missus don't like Rog. Don't like Roger Hall. Well, his missus had fucked off home. Done one, left him. Yoink. See ya. Out of here. So long, farewell. And she'd gone. So why was he still in the hotel? Surely at that point, Rog could have fucking said immediately, look, mate, you ain't staying there on your own. Come back to mine. Do you know what I mean? I love hanging out with you, as we've seen in the many, many pictures of Rog backing dancing in the background of every single Liam picture. But in this situation, again, this seems to support the claims that for Roger, this was about isolating Liam and putting Liam in situations that he would know would cause issues and lead to a scenario that could be harmful and dangerous to Liam Payne. And ultimately, that is what it did. Now, I wonder whether there is more to these abandonment charges that have apparently come forward. I'm now wondering whether someone has perhaps tipped police off to an ongoing situation or something that needs to be looked into in more depth. But that's Rogelio Norez. That is him. The question being is, did they have a fight? Were they really arguing? If they were, what were they arguing about? Why was Roger leaving, coming back? Was he indeed somebody who was supplying Liam with anything? Which leads us back full circle round to what we spoke about earlier with a toxicology report seemingly not suggesting that he had taken as much as what people have been led to believe. So we're thinking that room was staged. Was the room staged by Rog? Is he somebody who would steal it? Because let's make the bones about it, Rog probably wouldn't have taken the watch. That is almost, if that watch is still there and it was in that room up to that point, then that's more indicative of someone who is not native to this situation, because it would appear that the thieving gypsy bastards saw the watch in the aftermath and thought, yoink, I'm having that. He don't need it anymore, does he? He don't need to know what the time is. I do. And so that kind of supports the notion that whatever happened in that room, if there was indeed a third party, was someone who knew that it would be problematic to take that watch, or they were just in a situation themselves from a financial standpoint where that watch just wasn't attractive enough to take the risk. The risk versus reward just wasn't there. So that's my take on that. And then the other person who they're still doing like this fucking thing here, look, they're bang on it. These are well in on it. This is Daily Record, look, and they're reporting this as fucking breaking news, mate. 8:22 a.m. on 13th of November. Whoever's working for you lot, you need to sack them immediately, because this has been floating around for a long time. But they're talking about his drug dealer, which everybody knows. Brian has come out and he's made some horrendous claims. But did Brian get caught in a lie? There may have been some truth that they had a discussion, and maybe there is some truth around what has been going on around him. I don't know whether Brian was somebody who could have perhaps been working for somebody else as part of the setup club, and that's what I get from this. I think that there is more of a connection, potentially, and this is only my opinion, between Brian and Rog than Brian and Liam. Do you know what I mean? And the thing where he almost hangs himself is where I don't believe that he would know that Liam Payne was over there in order to obtain visas, in order to move to the US, to spend time in the US, to get married to his girlfriend, so on and so forth. I believe that he probably would think that he was just someone who was on holiday there, perhaps seeing a friend, seeing Niall Horan's concert. So him turning around and saying that he was high at the beginning of October, I believe that is him fucking lying and dropping himself in the shit there, because he didn't perhaps understand that there had been testing being done and a visa application being done as well, because that perhaps wouldn't have been a conversation that was had. So I don't know. To me, that seems that that is the main thing that hangs old Brian out to dry. But you'll have to let me know what you think. But there's a lot of things, like I say, if you go back to the start and you start listening to some things, there are some things that just don't fall into place very well. You know, this is still very, very sketchy what's going on here. But this watch situation with the watch potentially being there in the aftermath after the room was smashed up. Yeah, to me, that is indicative that there is, again, this devil in the detail, isn't it? Do we believe that Liam Payne descended into chaos in around a 40-minute period? And let's not forget that one of the only witnesses who came forward to actually support the notion that Liam was fine and offer up this kind of 40-minute window where it all kind of descend into chaos, rather than the American witnesses and the hotel suggesting that he was some sort of fucking liability. Yeah, she seemed to be native to the area. She wasn't an American person. She was someone who had come forward as a fan, a native fan, and saying, "Look, yeah, he seemed fine. Seemed absolutely fine. He was in good spirits. We was, doing autographs and all sorts." So who the fuck do you believe? There's still another day, another absolute mystery. Let me know where you are with it all, and I shall catch you all live later on this evening. Take care.